While the battle against childhood asthma and poor air quality in schools may seem daunting, even bleak, innovative solutions are emerging to give hope to students, families, and schools everywhere. As noted earlier in this series, there are now educational programs available, such as those developed by the American Lung Association, that teach children how to manage and vocalize asthma symptoms, which has proven to be quite successful.
We teach kids how to detect the warning signs of asthma. So this is really kind of their entree into asthma. So we help them really detect the warning signs, avoid triggers, and make decisions about their health. The facilitators that are implementing the program there are doing the asthma control test before they complete open airways and then 4 weeks after they complete open airways. And so they are finding that they are improving asthma control, reducing symptoms, improving nighttime awakening scores, those types of things. So children are better able to communicate about their asthma, talk about their symptoms when you're in the yellow zone, not when you're in the crisis of the red zone.
Other air quality initiatives are emerging too, such as the See Air Differently School Assembly, produced by Austin Air Systems. In this assembly video, the charismatic DJ Milk, who is the official DJ for the Buffalo Bills, tackles a serious topic and challenges middle and high school students to get healthier and see air differently. The assembly features interviews with medical doctors and popular professional athletes such as Jordan Poyer, Griffin Jacks, Zach Moss, and Heather Mitz. It covers topics such as being active instead of sedentary, how vaping can destroy your health, the main causes of indoor air pollution, how to keep your immune system strong, and how to navigate peer pressure.
And being in areas where people are smoking, even if you're not one that does that type of stuff, just because it's not helping you, it's not benefiting you. I avoid them by just not doing them point blank, and then just also not being in situations that put me in those type of breathing spaces, for one.
A lot of Pittsburgh fans in here, huh?
First of all, huge shout out to Austin. I grew up with asthma, and so it limited me with track and football, and having a partner with Austin supporting me, knowing that clean air is important to kids' self-development and even learning in the classroom. I mean, it's huge, and so I'm very fortunate to have this partnership with them.
Saying, believe in yourself, never tell yourself no, never talk bad about yourself. It was important for me to be a part of Austin Air, and I'm so thankful that they could be able to donate some air purifiers here. I actually still have one to this day, and it's helped me be a better football player and a better person.
As our understanding of the detrimental effects of poor air quality on student health deepens, numerous schools are turning to innovative solutions to create cleaner and safer learning environments. They're using the portable, medical-grade HealthMate air purifier from Austin Air Systems, which uses a combination of technology recommended by the EPA and has been clinically proven to help those with asthma. In 2001, Austin Air was selected by the American Academy of Pediatrics and the Cincinnati Children's Hospital to take part in an asthma air study. The aim of the study was to measure how an Austin Air purifier could help reduce children's asthma symptoms and minimize visits to the ER. The air purifiers were run in the bedroom at night and in the main family room during the day. Over a 12-month period, the children's asthma improved and the number of visits to the emergency room was reduced dramatically. In the ongoing battle to create healthier learning environments for students, another beacon of hope has emerged in the form of funding opportunities for air purifiers in classrooms. With financial support available to acquire air purifiers, educators and administrators are seizing the opportunity to invest in the well-being of their students and create spaces that promote respiratory health and academic success.
The final part of our agenda will have our children breathing easier, literally. The CDC recommends schools use a HEPA filtration system to improve air quality. Students attending schools with this type of system have been found to have fewer illnesses and increased attendance. Unfortunately, many schools cannot install this type of filter into their existing HVAC system or are forced to use less effective filtration systems instead. to make sure every student in Erie County has this level of protection, we are purchasing a mobile air filtration system for every classroom in Erie County. That is one mobile filter system for every public, private, charter classroom across the county. The best part of the mobile air filtration systems, they are made in Buffalo at Austin Air, just minutes from downtown.
Within a week and a half, we had all of our air purifiers. And it was funny because I was really surprised. I asked her, did you go through Austin Air? And she said, yes, they're already in Edinburgh, ready for us to pick up. It was so fast. I want to say it really was a matter of less than 2 weeks that it took from the order time to us to receive them. And super easy. Take out the box, plug it in, and the purification started.
I teach in a classroom that is downstairs in our basement. And again, before the purifiers were put in the room, we had this odor, and it was a musty basement smell odor. And I noticed almost immediately when we put those in there, that smell was gone.
I think the reason they did the portable ones is because of the shape of the building and the cost of trying to switch it over. So the portable ones were just more feasible for us.
In the heart of underserved communities, where the need for clean air and healthy environments is most critical, there is unique funding opportunities for air purifiers in schools. In areas where resources are scarce and health disparities are prevalent, the impact of poor indoor air quality on student well-being is particularly pronounced. With dedicated funding streams and innovative partnerships, schools in underserved areas are gaining access to air purifiers that can help combat asthma triggers and create safer learning spaces for their students.
One is Justice 40, which flows 40% of grant funds for like clean energy projects and initiatives to disadvantaged communities or communities that have been historically burdened by pollution. On that map, you can see shaded areas, and those are the areas that are designated as Justice 40 communities. And so now in the grant application, what you'll see is typically about 20% of the points are allocated to this work with the Justice 40 communities. And that basically makes it like a pass-fail kind of mechanism in there. You've got to really do the work.
In the old days, they used to grade these grants. Most grants are graded on a 100-point scale. It'd be 5 points. Now it's 20 points. This is where everybody's losing. I'm sure these people, these school districts know that do grants. Those that don't won't. But you got to know exactly where you are on that map and be able to articulate it. Because if you are in that disadvantaged area, your chances of winning the money are incredibly higher than if you're not. We can help you with the maps. We do that all the time. We have GIS mapping experts. We can kind of like play with it a little bit and do some variations on the theme and help people get their score up.
Looking at the scoring criteria is a really, really good strategy when you're putting a grant application together. So a lot of people will just, let's answer the questions and submit it. That's one way to do it. But if there's a scoring criteria or scoring rubric that you can look at and do like a self-assessment of, how did we do on this? Are we answering all the questions well? Do we have the data to back it up? Those are going to be the huge pieces there. And really thinking, as Brad said, thinking about the reviewer when you're putting a grant together, making it really easy for them to understand, having a good flow, mixing up your the formatting of what you're putting forward for your language. So using bulleted lists sometimes to break up the text a little bit, so it's not so text heavy without spaces, to give their eyes a break and
put it in the same order as the grant. You use the words they use in the grant. You put, because these people that do these grants tend to be professors that do it late at night. They've got this rubric in front of them, and if you make them have to hunt for all this stuff and it's not in a certain order, you start to lose a point here because they're in a bad mood. But let me give you a tip. So this is how we do it. This is why we have a 90.2% win rate since 2009, is we pre-score grants. So we go to that scoring criteria, we break out the grant into all its component parts, we pre-score the grant. This $100 million grant we just won, we pre-scored them. They only scored less than 50 points out of 100. They had applied before they had lost. We went through there, we found what areas are weak and strong, and we came up with a plan to get the score up. We scored over 90 points on the grant, came in first place. There were only 3 winners. We got $100 million. The second place people got $50 million. So that's a tip. A lot of grant graders and writers know this, but a lot of people don't do it. They just start writing the grant and they don't even look at the scoring criteria. And it's a game. You know, you gotta play the game.
So it's the schools that haven't been made aware of the funds. They don't know what they're out there, what it can be used for. I think that's the real opportunity here, to get those spent before September, because typically once that period passes, then the funding just kind of gets reverted back to the funding agency.
As we come to the close of our journey into the world of indoor air quality in schools, one thing is abundantly clear. The need for clean air is paramount in combating the rise of asthma, ADHD, and cognitive decline among our students. The invisible threats that lurk in the air we breathe can have lasting impacts on the health and academic performance of our children, making it imperative for school administrators to take action. By investing in air purifiers and utilizing available funding opportunities, schools have the power to create healthier learning environments that support respiratory health, cognitive function, and overall well-being for students of all ages. Don't wait for the consequences of poor indoor air quality to manifest in your school community. Seize the opportunity to make a difference now for the health and future success of your students. Contact a clean air counselor at Austin Air Systems today. Together, we can ensure that every child in every geographic location across the country, regardless of family income, has access to the clean air they need to thrive. Thank you for joining us and for doing your part to make sure America's children breathe better.